Hello, Boston. Oh, you're so pretty. How's everybody doing this morning? You got enough caffeine in you? I'm working on it. Hi, who's, by show of hands, who's been to a Zachary Levi panel before? Oh, and sure, vocalize that too, honey, vocalize it. So, okay, most people haven't, okay. Has anybody like seen clips of these things? They're a riot. You're gonna have a great time. Couple of disclaimers. Sometimes I say fuck, and also sometimes I cry, and also sometimes I say fuck and cry at the same time. So if any of that offends you or turns you off or whatever, I'm sorry ahead of time. I know there's kids that sit out here sometimes, and I don't mean to be offensive. There's a little one looking at me right now. Oh my God. I'm sorry, Lord. Forgive me, I'm just trying to be honest. So anyway, so that's some of the disclaimers. And also, I don't do moderating or moderator kind of stuff. I just want to have a Q&A with you guys. So if that's cool with you guys, we have at least one mic. And are there how many mics? Just the one mic. Who's got a question? Peter Pan back there. Oh, they're running. Now they're running. The running of the balls. Oh, it's open. It's open season.
Hi, Zach. How are you?
Hi, very well, thank you. Oh, okay, so slow down. Everybody has, let's not push.
All right, so it's a random question.
Yes, what's your question?
All right, so if you were going to trivia night, what would your category of expertise be?
If I were what?
Going to a trivia night.
Oh, if I was going to a trivia night?
Yep.
Ooh. I would be good in the random nonsense category. Anybody else have just a bunch of random crap in your head that you've learned over the years? You're like, why do I still remember that? Like, for example, the boysenberry. Did you know the boysenberry was essentially created by Knott's Berry Farm? Did you know that? Well, you do now. You're welcome for that random piece of crap.
Thank you.
So yeah, I think that's, I don't know, like I think I know a lot, I know a little bit of a lot of things, but I don't know one thing a lot, if that makes sense, I couldn't go toe-to-toe with anybody in sports probably, but I love sports. Like I'll watch Sports Center on loop. Did anybody else do that? You just like watch the whole, because they'll play it like sometimes consecutively and you're like watching the exact same sports stories, but somehow in your mind you're like, I'm gonna catch something new this time. There's gonna be a tidbit that I didn't catch. So yeah, random crap. That would be the category, yeah. Thank you very much. Next question.
I'm gonna bring the mic.
Oh, what? Oh, have Mike will travel. Love it. Hi.
Hi, Lukey wanted me to tell you that you are his second favorite Fandral.
Second favorites? Hey, Josh Dallas was fantastic. And I'm fine being number 2. That's totally fine. I'm the one who got to die.
My favorite.
Yeah.
But
And I'm sorry, your dog's name was what?
Lukey.
Lukey? Mm-hmm. Not Loki. Because there's a Loki here too. Is Loki out in the house? I met a Loki yesterday. He was awesome.
Sorry.
Hi, Lukey. What's your question?
My question is, what is your favorite song to sing?
I don't know. Like different
And will
songs.
you sing it?
No, I'm. Oh no! You're not that sly, hon. It's okay. She's leading me into it, guys. I couldn't control myself. I don't know. Honestly, it might sound weird, but I love singing like Americana songs. I love singing like the national anthem or like America the Beautiful, stuff like that. And I think it's because I would watch all of these singers throughout my life, like at ball games or whatever. And they're like everybody has a version of the Star Spangled Banner, or like Ray Charles doing "America the Beautiful" to me is like one of the greatest songs ever. And so I'll just like sing that often in the shower. Shower singers, we all are. Don't lie. Everybody sounds good to themselves in the shower, or in the car by yourself with a radio cranked all the way to the top. Ah! So stuff like that. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Hi.
Hello, handsome.
Hi. Good to see you again. Yeah. This is the thing we do. We go on the road. She comes up to the mic, embarrasses me. Go ahead.
Exactly right. Super fan since Less Than Perfect.
Thank you.
Chuck.
Any other Less Than Perfect fans out there? Anybody? All right. 5.
Right. So, what a year for you, right?
Yeah, it's been a great year.
Like in a video game, when you level up,
Yep.
has there been one experience where you're like, oh man, I just leveled up?
Yeah, I mean, Shazam was a pretty good level up, I think. I became a superhero. Like, I was a demigod at one point, but I was in somebody else's movies. Then I got my own movie, and I got to wear a cape and put the spandex on. And also, I get to be, in my very unbiased opinion, kind of the coolest of all of them. Like, I mean, not cool as like Batman cool, but cool and like, I get to have fun. All those guys are like moping around, gotta save the universe again. I'm like, come on! Like, that's fun, you know? Doing a superhero movie that like an entire family can watch together and everybody gets something from, like, we need more of that. We need that. Chuck was like that. I feel like Chuck was a show that families could watch together. Tangled's a movie that families can watch together. And I'm not, like, again, you know, I started this with the word fuck. So clearly I'm not trying to say everything needs to be like squeaky clean family stuff, but it should be family accessible, you know? Some stuff is not gonna be kid accessible, and that's totally cool, but if you can do it, and our movie was totally, I mean, that's what it was, right? I mean, I'm a 14-year-old boy, like in real life, and which is why I got the job. And yeah, so I'd say that's probably like the most significant. Chuck was a level up from Less Than Perfect. I got leveled up in that. And then all of the things that I've done between Entangled and, you know, Heroes and everything, but Shazam is like a whole nother level of blessing that I've been just like, thank you, God. Like, wow, it's so overwhelming sometimes. I can't believe that I get to do what I do for a living, guys. It's stupid. That I get to stand right here and that you guys are so patiently waiting to ask me questions, and that you've traveled from so many places. I mean, some of you locally, some of you, I mean, there was a 12-hour train ride from Buffalo. I mean, that's a long time to come and listen to a yahoo like me say the word fuck a lot. You know, I mean, that's, see, it's gonna keep coming. Sorry. I thought you were earmuffing her. Oh, God. Thank you for not. Hello, TARDIS.
Hello.
Hello.
So my name is Laura.
Hi.
So I am a 3-time Disney alumni, Walt Disney World, and I was in Orlando but couldn't go to your Q&A. But I heard you've never been to Disney World. How dare you?
What? Take it easy.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
This is where the coastal wars start. It's not New York, LA. It's Orlando, LA, guys. Orlando, Anaheim.
So I heard you're a huge fan of Jungle Cruise.
I love Jungle Cruise. Any other Jungle Cruise fans out there? I'm telling you guys, if you don't think Jungle Cruise is the best ride at Disneyland, you are sleeping on it, y'all. Jungle Cruise is the best, and I'll tell you why, because I know you wanted to know. So, Jungle Cruise, first of all, most rides are exactly the same ride. Every single time you ride that ride, it's the same ride, right? Right? Jungle Cruise isn't. Because you get a different skipper every time, and they got a whole bunch of little clever little dad jokes that they get to just sling at you for like 11 and a half minutes. Guys, it's 11 and a half minutes of bad dad jokes on water, and you're telling me that's not the best ride? Come on. Yeah, you could go on Space Mountain. Yeah, you could do Big Thunder or other things. But Jungle Cruise.
So my question is, what is your favorite Jungle Cruise joke?
You know, honestly, like I think my favorite, because it just delighted me when I was a kid. It was just a total like, so when I started learning about comedy and like, you know, kind of taking somebody and then derailing them.
Yeah.
So when you would go, when you were looking at the falls, not like the backside of water is always a favorite. I love backside of water.
Yeah.
Everybody knows and loves backside of water. I feel like I'm doing a Jerry Seinfeld bit right now. What's with the cavies and the BO?
Yeah.
But when you're first coming up to the falls, and I always butcher the name. I think they've changed it over the years, but it's something like, and we're approaching the famous Schweitzer Falls, famous for the famous Mr. Falls. So you think he's going to go Schweitzer, right? That's the thing. And I that was a knee slapper. I was like 5, and I was like, this is the best ever. He didn't say Schweitzer, didn't anybody? And all the adults are like, it's the stupidest joke ever. Why are you even laughing? So probably that. It's just stuck. It just sticks in my brain. I love it.
And one more thing, how's Blue doing?
Blue is fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Yes. Next question.
Hi, Mr.
Hi.
Levi.
Hi.
I absolutely love you as Captain Marvel.
Oh,
Captain Marvel.
let's not start a war in here.
Okay.
But you're not wrong.
I'm finally fine. Okay, so I love you as that. I loved you in
Thank you.
Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Thank you.
Love.
Thank you. It's a
But-
delightful show, isn't it? So good. So
oh
good.
my goodness, yes.
Anybody else Mrs. Maisel's fans? Yeah. Oh, there you go. So you watch a lot of Maisel, but you've never seen a panel of mine. I got it.
Okay, but I'm going back to my 12-year-old self, and I loved you as Flynn Ryder.
Thank you very much.
Could you sing a portion, maybe
Nope.
a verse?
Nope. I can't. And at last, see, I can't. No. Because if I start doing it, then I got to do it all the time. I got to do it on demand, and if I start becoming like Dance Monkey Dance, and it just takes all the fun out of it. You know what I mean?
It could be
It's
a Boston
like the
exclusive.
sky is shifting. I'm kidding. I'm not going to do it. It's not going to happen. Did you have a question?
That was
Oh, that was the question. Okay. No, it's not. Nope.
Thank you.
Bye, thank you. Oh, hi, Blondie. And at last I see the light. What if I totally did that right now? What if I said no to her and then you walked up and I sang you the whole song? That'd be the biggest dick move ever.
It's an honor.
I would not do that to you. What's your question?
Hi.
Hi.
I've grown up watching you. I watched Tangled. As soon as it came out, I watched it nonstop. I watched Chuck growing up. I watched the Thor movies. And then as soon as you got Shazam, I went to the theater 3 times to see it.
Thank you very much.
So my question is...
Did you think I was the best of the 2 Fandrals? Just wondering.
Definitely.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah, blame it on the dog. That's fine.
So my question is, when you were little, what character do you think you would have loved that you played growing up?
Oh, when I was a kid?
Yeah.
Like if I were back in my kid self looking at all the roles that I've played up to this point?
Yes.
All of them. Like all of them. Like they're all total dream come true. Like I mean, I don't want to go too... also, this is another disclaimer I forgot to say in the beginning. I'm like super verbose and tangential, so it's just a recipe for disaster. If we go off into some la-la land, I apologize now.
Oh my God.
Like we're about to. So, yeah, I mean, I was like a 4-year-old kid, and when I was 4, I didn't know that I necessarily wanted to be an actor, but it was the first time I was cognizant of that if that I could intentionally make somebody laugh. And as a 4-year-old, even at 4, you can feel that energy. You know that made that person feel good. You brought them joy. That's a good thing. And I didn't ever want to stop doing that. Then a few years after that, I realized, oh, this is acting or, whatever. And I found theater and I got into all that stuff. But all I ever wanted to do was star in a TV show on TV. I was a huge Disney nerd. I grew up in Southern California. Would go to Disney all the time. I grew up watching Disney Channel all the time. It was like one of my babysitters. And I dreamt of being a Disney voice, and specifically in a musical, and I got to do that. Like that doesn't, there are not that many of these opportunities. Like it's not lost on me. I've gotten to do like bucket list, check. I got to be in Marvel. I got to be in DC. As far as I know, I'm the only person who's been in Marvel, DC, and Disney. I mean, that's a crazy, weird, stat or whatever. I mean, it's pretty cool, right? But no. But
Yeah.
I literally, all of them have been these incredible experiences, and ones that when I sit and think and reflect, I just become incredibly overwhelmed with. It's like, how lucky, how blessed am I that I get to do this shit? It's insane, yeah. But Shazam, you know what I mean? Because superhero, you know what I mean? Yeah.
By the way, I also loved you in both your Broadway shows.
Oh, thank you very much. Did you see both the Broadway shows?
No, but I
Okay.
soundtrack over.
It's okay, well, you can still love them anyway. All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless.
Yeah, God bless you. Have a great day. Hi.
Hi. I'm not here to ask a question. That was my daughter.
Oh.
I'm here to thank you. My daughter growing up, my daughter has always been a fun-loving, fun person, always would give the shirt off her back. But last year, she was having a really, really rough time at school. Her self-esteem was in the garbage. She was eating alone at lunch, and she lost her sparkle for a while, and I was concerned. But it was coming home to watch Chuck, and it was coming home to watch her Tangled shows that she had taped, and looking forward to seeing you today. And I want to thank you, because you made it possible for my baby to get her sparkle back. And I also want to thank you for your efforts and active minds.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
And
absolutely.
I thank you very, very much for that.
Yeah.
And her sweet 16th birthday is a week from today in Winchton, Massachusetts.
Oh.
Here's your invitation. And one last thing.
Yes, yes, what is it?
I fucking love you.
I fucking love you too. And your daughter. And all you guys, for that matter. See, this is where the crying happens. Damn it. Oh, tissues, thank you, yeah. Go, gadget arms, there we are. Whew. Feel like I'm at church, come on now. Oh, hallelujah. Hi.
Hi.
How you doing? Kiera, right? Sierra. Kiera?
Pronounce my own name wrong.
It is Kiera? It is Kiera, right?
Kiara.
Kiara. My apologies. Yes, Kiara.
I was wondering if you had a fight song.
If I had a fight song?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got a couple different fight songs. But I would say that, oh gosh. What is it? It's, I always transpose the names of these songs. It's a Rage Against the Machine song. I think, I mean, here come some more F-bombs. It's the one where essentially at the end is he's saying, fuck you, I won't do what you told me. You know what song I'm talking about? It's not Bomb Track. What is it? Killing in the Name of, right? Yeah, Killing in the Name of. If I ever like need to amp myself up to the highest degree of like, we're gonna go and like, by the way, which happens never. I don't do things that require me to be like, yeah. I don't. But if I did, it would be that song. It's just so rebellious in every way, but like empowering and like, we're not gonna take anything from the man, you know, that kind of a thing. Also laden with foul language. So if you're a child, talk to your parents first. Thank you for the question. Hi.
I'm a little taller.
Nice shirt.
Thank you.
Anybody else wearing some Nerd HQ or Nerd Machine merch in the building? The Nerd. God bless you guys. Yeah, right? How do you do sign language for Nurch? I guess you have to spell it, right? This is one of my favorite parts of the show. I love it. Hey, let's give it up for our ASL interpreters, please. They're so great. They're so great. Yes, absolutely. And what is your question, young lady?
Well, nice haircut.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. I was wondering how Blue became the lucky first dog.
Oh, yeah. So for those who don't know, I just got a dog for the first time in my life. I had never had a dog. We didn't really have dogs growing up. I had a lot of friends with dogs and whatnot, but I like fostered one dog for about a month when I was in my early 20s. But other than that, I'd never had a dog and always wanted one. But as an actor, you can live a pretty nomadic life and you're never really around. And I didn't want to subject a dog to having to go with me all the time. Some people are great at that and they're very good at it. I just couldn't do it in my bandwidth. But then I moved to Texas and I got some land, and then a lot of friends of mine were like, when are you gonna get a dog? You got all this land for a dog to go run around. And I'm like, don't push me, I'm looking for the right dog. You know, it's important. And a friend of mine was asking one day, like 3 weeks ago or whenever, what kind of dog would you want to get? And I said, well, I've always thought I want to get like a medium-sized Australian Shepherd or like a Queensland Heeler, because I just think they're really cool and smart, and you know, and they're not like too massive where they're like, I have friends that have Great Danes and stuff and they're so adorable, but they have no idea how massive they are, so their tails are just smacking into people all the time. I've seen toddlers just completely clotheslined and taken out by a Great Dane, oblivious, like, what? And then the child almost died. Anyway, I digress. So I was saying I wanted to, you know, like a Queensland Heeler mutt, and the next day she texted me and she goes, hey, I think I found your dog. And it was being fostered by a family that lived next to her parents, and they needed to find a permanent home. And I said, yep, that's him. Let's go. Bring him right now. So about 3 weeks ago, I got my first dog, and that's how Blue came to be. And he's awesome. He's so great. He's so great. He's a little bit of a shit, but he's great. He's 3 and he's being a little ornery. You know what I mean?
So that they live.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yeah.
We'll just go down.
Yeah. What's up? Talk to me now.
First, holy shit. All right. All right, I'm going to say a question.
Yes.
Overwhelming. Okay. If you had to pick between Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, not to play, to date, one date, and where would you go? Also, I love Blue and I love Flo.
Thank you, and thank you. And Wonder Woman, duh.
I mean, no, we're talking Cavill here, though. I mean,
What's that?
We're talking Henry Cavill Superman. That's a tough one.
To go on a date with?
Yeah,
That's Wonder Woman. Obvi. Duh. Fingernail polish emoji. Why would I not want to go on the date with Wonder Woman? Come on.
Very true.
Very true. Thank you for your question. Thank you. Oh, where would I go? I don't know. The Poconos? I don't.
Oh, yeah.
The Berkshires.
Hi.
Hi.
What was it like going from live action TV and film to Tangled?
To Tangled, yeah. Super cool. Like, all different types of performance, really anything that we do requires different, skill sets and whatnot that you have to try and utilize. And animation for me, first of all, I think most of my acting is probably, I think most of my live action acting is better suited for animation. I'm so just big and anyway. But I grew up watching so many cartoons and loving them all and wanting to do them. And so I don't know, I think I always had a little bit of an understanding of what that was. And so jumping into it didn't feel too difficult, but it was definitely a different kind of experience because you don't have to show up early to do hair and makeup and wardrobe or any of that. I mean, I could show up without even brushing my teeth if I wanted to, which I didn't. But you don't have to worry about that stuff. But what you do have, like a new challenge that you have, is trying to bring an entire character to life, but only with your voice. Because as a live action actor, you can gesticulate, you can talk, you can, particularly if you're Italian, you do a lot of this, and which I'm not, but if I was playing in Italian, you get the point. Anyway, the point, but you can use your face, all the facial, rubber facing that I do and all that stuff. You can use all that to tell a story, to say, hey, this is what this character is thinking or feeling or processing. But as an animated character, you're depending on the animators to do all of that stuff, and then you just got to try and bring a full character to life. And that is a different kind of challenge sometimes, but it's so much fun. And then also, I get to be a character that never ages. Look at that. Young forever. So yeah, it was really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Hi. Nice cosplay. You're welcome for the easiest cosplay ever.
Right? So, pertaining to my cosplay, what was your favorite part of working on Chuck?
The family of Chuck. How many Chuck fans in the house today? All right. Well, that might be 50. How many people, and no shame at all, how many people have yet to see Chuck? Show of hands. Just how many? I would, if you get a chance, I would recommend it. It's something that has a lot. I mean, anybody here that just cheered right now could tell you the same thing. It's a very charming show. It's got a lot of joy. It's like Shazam, kind of like there's a lot of heart and a lot of humor and a lot of joy, and the whole family can watch it. And if you don't, that's okay. But the next time you come, you won't be allowed into the panel. This is your last and final warning. You understand? Sorry, what was the question?
What was your favorite part?
Favorite part? Yeah, the family. The family, I mean, not just the family within the show, which I think is a huge part of the family dynamic of the show, but the family that we created doing that show. Yvonne and Adam and Josh and Ryan and Sarah and Vic and Scott and everybody. Like every single person that was, every crew member, all of our writers and directors. And I mean, it was a crazy, crazy adventure. It was super difficult to make that show. We were making a little mini 80s action movie every week. And that's not easy to do, We were learning, it was probably evident in a lot of my fights, but we were learning fights sometimes the day of because we didn't even have time. And I'm trying to learn Kung Fu. I'm like, guys, look at how spindly these arms are. What are you doing? I'm like, Rubber Man. But the family that we built through all that time, we're still all in contact. We don't see each other nearly as much, obviously, because that's every single day. And now everyone's been working and doing and having family and kids and all that. And so it's been beautiful. But I mean, if any of you guys follow me on social media, Ryan McPartland and I finally got Josh Gomez out of the house after like 7 years. It was amazing. It was amazing. We weren't sure we were ever going to get him out. But it was like, it was everything. It was everything. I love those boys. I love those people. I wouldn't be where I am right now were it not for all of the people that I've gotten to work with and that have helped sharpen me and make me a better person and a better actor. And they're all of that. So yeah, that's what I miss the most.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Hello.
Hi.
Brie.
Yes.
Like the cheese.
All right, so I'm going to change it because there's been a lot of music-related questions, and you can't pick one of your own movies.
Okay.
You could pick any movie to put into a time capsule for the future generations to see. Like, it has to be, like, that one movie. What would it be?
No pressure. The fate of the universe rests on your shoulders. I don't know. The Departed. Played in the crowd, you know what I mean? I don't know. There's so many great movies. Forrest Gump.
All right.
I'll throw that one in.
Cool.
Maybe Raiders of the Lost Ark.
All right.
A little Goonies. There's some Last Starfighter in there for good measure.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
One movie.
One movie I gave to Forrest Gump.
All right, cool.
Forrest Gump. Thank you, Brie.
Yeah, of
Thank you. Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
So since you got to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
That's right.
the DCEU,
That's right.
I wanted to know who is your favorite superhero and supervillain in both Marvel and DC? Not movie related, just comics.
Just the universes in general, not that they have to have been in a film. Well, I've answered these before, so I'll try not to be too long-winded because I don't want to take up too much time being redundant. But I think that I was a Marvel kid. I grew up like super into the whole mutant world, like X-Men, X-Force, X-Factor, all of the X's, all of them. Because honestly, I always felt like genuinely, I thought about, like we all do and still do, how do I become an actual superhero? How do I develop superpowers? And as a kid, I was pretty convinced that the most logical explanation for why any of us would probably end up having powers was because we had some like genetic mutation. Like legitimately, I was like, this is probably my best bet. I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go pray to the X-Men gods that one day I'm gonna wake up and I can like fly. I'm like, oh my God! So within that world is where I would probably pull most of my favorites. So Gambit was probably my favorite X-Men. I loved so many of them. I mean, all my buddies all wanted to be Wolverine. We'd like run around and like, be slashing each other. And like, I'm Wolverine. No, I'm Wolverine. I'm like, whatever, I'm Gambit. Oh, mon chéri. I love this whole love affair with Rogue. I love all that stuff. So I would say Gambit. And then, and my favorite villain before he became an anti-hero was Deadpool. Deadpool to me was like the bomb diggity. He was Snake Eyes with a cooler suit and with a mouth. You know what I mean? It was like, I want that guy every single time. By the way, did you know that Snake Eyes, the action figure, was only entirely black because they were cutting corners and they didn't have enough money to pay for ink to put detail on Snake Eyes? So that's why he was like an entirely black plastic character. Did you know this? Another useless fact. There you go. You're welcome. I can't believe nobody else knows that. And then in the DC, I mean, I gotta pick Shazam. I gotta pick Shazam because he's the best. And then as far as like, I don't know. I still think Lex Luthor to me is still the most iconic of all of the the evil of the villains, but also like incredibly well, I think, conceived because of his intelligence and therefore his ability to battle. So, yeah, I would say Lex Luthor, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. What's up, Billy?
Hello, my name's Linda.
Hi, Linda.
met you yesterday.
Yes, you did.
Sorry,
We jumped in the air. We did a photo in the air. Mm.
Yep. I liked you in Heroes Reborn, even though that's
Thanks.
like an unpopular opinion, I guess. A lot of people liked Heroes Reborn.
A lot of people didn't like me in Heroes Reborn, or they just didn't like the show in general?
I like the show.
Most people think you sucked in that, but I thought you were pretty good. Continue, Linda.
Okay. My question is, who would win in a fight? You, the much better Captain Marvel, or the Marvel Captain Marvel?
I am not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. And honestly, but the truth is, I have no idea. I have no stat chart to look at between the two of them. They're both insanely powerful Captain Marvels, and I think both are entitled to inhabit the space that has been created for them, and I don't need to battle that. I want to embrace that, right? I think we should all embrace that. I think we all need to embrace all of the other people in this world. I think that's the most important thing we could be doing right now. Empathy and grace and patience and kindness. And it doesn't matter if you really love DC or if you really love Marvel or you really love both. We can love it all. We can love it all, and we can love ourselves, and we can love everybody else. If you take nothing else from this panel, take that. And fuck. And useless information. And a few tears. Thank you. Thank you. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. And good morning.
This is very loud. Wow. Okay. I need a back.
It's okay.
There. So, my question
Yes.
is,
Take your time.
what was the bloopers like for Shazam?
What were the bloopers like?
Yeah.
I mean, they were fun. I lived them. We are the bloopers. I don't even know that I've seen the full. Have I seen it's on the DVD, right? Or we don't even have DVDs anymore. It's on the Blu-ray, right? No, don't everybody answer at once. That's fine. So I don't know that I've even seen the entire blooper reel, but I'm sure it's laden with me being a complete nincompoop, crazy person, just because I'm a walking cartoon, ultimately, yeah. But thank you for your question.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye. Hey, bud.
Hey, my question is, was it more fun to act like a child in Shazam or to act like an adult?
Oh, way more fun to act like a child. I mean, I think all of us could agree with that. You guys have it easy. You have no responsibilities. You don't even know. You don't even realize that you have no responsibility. Youth is wasted on the young. We're going to keep telling you that until you get older, until you realize it. Well, we're all doing this. Oh, my God. Yeah, sorry. Wait, what, did I even answer your question?
What was fun to be like a child.
Oh, yeah, that, yeah. I was going to go in depth, but that's fine. We can just leave it at that. Hello, Mr. McFly.
Hi, my name is Logan.
Logan McFly, yes.
I wanted to know what your favorite flavor of Ben & Jerry's ice cream.
Ooh, see? This is a question nobody's asked me before. Come on, guys, step it up. There's so many good flavors. You know what? I've actually kind of been on a Cherry Garcia kick recently. I think, yeah. I wasn't super into it in the beginning. I was more like a New York super fudge chunk, right? I think that's like the super chocolate one or something. And then, I don't know, I was kind of mixing it up. And I was like, I think this Cherry Garcia's actually got, so there's a little bit of magic in here. So I'm going to go with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, take it easy, bro.
Thank you so much.
You too. Hello, Shazam. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Oh, that's loud. Nice to meet you too, Captain Smarklefingers.
Captain Smarklefingers, baby. Come on now. I have all of the coolest nicknames, guys. I can't even take it. Can't even take it. Yes, go ahead.
What was your favorite part of filming the movie Shazam?
Getting to be living my dreams, like getting to be a real superhero and a really fun one that I also got to be a kid at the same time and like really just enjoy and have fun and get to be silly with all the other kids. They reminded me, by the way, like it's so easy to forget how to be silly. We forget. We get older. Our responsibilities start piling up, and we forget to have fun. And guys, it's one of the most important things that you need to be doing in your lives, with your kids, with your spouses, with your friends, with your family, like whatever. Like we gotta get back to that. And I know the world's like super crazy right now, and it's difficult to like not think about that stuff and go and be silly and have fun. But I think if we do that, it'll help battle all that other crazy crap. So let's try and do that a little bit too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. Hi.
I just want to also thank you for your contributions to Active Minds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ask my question.
I think mental health is the most important thing we need to be talking about right now, and if we can fix that, we can fix the world. So let's do it. In case you were all wondering, we all deal with mental health. Every single person in the world. How many people deal with anxiety? Show of hands. How many people? Put your hands down. How many people deal with stress? Put your hands up. All of you should be putting your hands up right now. How many people deal with depression in your life? Yeah, me too. Big time. Big time. Look around. Did you all look around at all the hands? In the back, you all saw the hands. You're like, wow, that's a lot of people. In the front, they're like, just a few of us. Anyway, let's keep working on our hearts and our minds, and let's keep healing ourselves so we can do. Let's go do all that stuff. And what is your question, darling?
So, you have played the Switch. Am I
What's that?
correct? Have you played the Switch?
The Nintendo Switch?
Yes.
Oh, I've Nintendo Switched.
Have you played Fire Emblem?
Can you?
Have you played Fire Emblem? Oh, that was.
Fire Emblem? No, what's Fire Emblem? I don't switch often. I actually haven't really been gaming all that much
I know.
as of late. But I know what is Fire Emblem?
It's like a RPG. It's like turn-based.
Turn-based RPG.
Yes.
Not my favorite category, actually. Yeah, I never really got into it. I totally understand why people love it, but for me, I was always like, I need to actually swing the sword. I don't want to just say attack, you know? Yeah. Anyway.
That was my question.
Cheers. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hello, Gwen.
First of all, are you wearing a Cinderella sticker?
I am wearing a Cinderella sticker. Thanks for noticing. A lovely young lady named Sadie, who was dressed as Cinderella, came up to my table with her mom, who was also dressed as Cinderella. It was amazing, it was like a Russian doll situation. And then they gave me a little Cinderella sticker. So
That's
yeah,
cute.
yeah, thanks.
First of all, I wanted to say that I think it was like the day before I saw Thor Ragnarok, my dad was reading an article about you being Shazam and said, oh, I guess he's done with the Marvel Universe. And then I went and saw Thor Ragnarok where you died, and I just thought...
I what?
Dad said.
Nobody told me I actually died.
So I just thought that was funny, and I thought you would find it funny.
Yeah, it's just hysterical. Wait, but hold on. I'm a little confused, though, because I wasn't announced that I was Shazam until well after Ragnarok had come out.
I think it was when you were cast, they were going through casting and you were, being considered for the role.
No. Okay. Well, whatever. We'll spill over the details later.
Whatever.
Question.
But my question is, are you ever going to bring back Geeks Who Drink? Because I'm almost 21, so the time is...
How many people watch Geeks Who Drink on sci-fi? Did anybody catch that? The truth is never. We're never going to bring it back. Sci-fi just didn't think it was right for them to renew that next season. We did well, but there was just a lot of other complications and stuff. And so, yeah. But you can still go do. There's a lot of a pub quiz. The Geeks Who Drink is still like a pub quiz game that you can still go to a lot of locations and areas all over the country. So you can still do that at 21. You just can't do it on television.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. What's that?
I've heard there's some here in Boston.
I'm sure there's some, Geeks Who Drink here in Boston. Yeah, for sure. What's up, big man?
Hello.
Hello.
My name's Isaiah.
Isaiah?
If you could, would you play Shazam in a part 2?
Oh, yeah. I hope I can. Is somebody gunning for my job that I don't know about?
Maybe.
Is John Krasinski after Shazam? They're in the process of doing the beginnings of the writing of the next one. So it's in process right now, and we'll hopefully get to shoot that soon. Yeah. Thanks, bud.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Mr. Levi.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Abby. I'm from Maine. And just before I ask my question, I just wanted to say that I'm a big fan of yours. You are actually a huge inspiration for me to join theater in high school.
Rock and roll.
And I was so ecstatic when I found out you were Shazam. I was like, F yes.
F yes. F yes.
I
guess I could just say that. Oh, man.
My dad's here, and there's kids. I don't want to swear.
Oh, no, I totally understand. She did not want to say fuck. Do you understand? She was being responsible.
Thank you. I wouldn't want anyone else playing Shazam, by the way.
Thank you. I wouldn't either.
I have the movie poster in my room. I was going to bring it to me with college, which I moved tomorrow. But it's just too big because it's an actual movie poster.
Copy that. And what, do you have a question, darling?
Yes, my question.
Yes.
So I'm kind of going off another question. So if in the future, when you play Shazam again, if you had the opportunity to battle either Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, whatever character in the DC universe, who would you like 100% love to battle in a movie?
Battle, not date, right?
Battle, not date.
Because this got sticky earlier, guys. I don't know why that was so hard to understand.
No kissing.
No kissing?
More punching.
I tend to do a lot of kissing in my battles. So you take the other guy off guard. You're like, you know, it's great. And you're, bah, bah. I'm kidding. I guess. Oh my God.
Oh, that's all right.
Sometimes I'm concerned with if I could battle any. Well, I think Superman. I think that the Captain Marvel Superman battle that we've seen repeatedly in comics before and even in cartoon, I think that would be super awesome to pardon the pun. Very cool to have that matchup. And then, we realize that we're very evenly matched. Yeah. Because he's very susceptible to magic. Anyway, and then we bro it out, and then it's like, oh my God, I have a mentor, I would love that. Yeah, so I would say that. I would take that battle.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, and good luck in your theater career. Thank you. Yeah, hi.
Hi, my name's Jessica.
Hello, Jessica.
So I'm a big fan of Chuck.
You have excellent taste in television.
Yeah. So I was wondering, what's your favorite episode of Chuck, and what's your favorite moment in that?
Kind of one and the same, actually. My favorite episode is Chuck versus the Beard, which is the 313, the 13th episode of the third season, and that was the first one that I directed, and that was the one where Morgan... spoiler alert for all you guys who didn't watch it! When Morgan finds out the secret, that to me was such an awesome moment in my life. To get to direct the show that I had been starring on for those 3 years or 2.5 years to that point, and it was super difficult, but... and then also, finally, after long last, I had one other person in my life that knew the secret and I didn't have to lie to, which was my least favorite part of life and the show. I hated being Chuck, who was constantly like, I don't know why I'm coming in so late. And like the helicopter's lifting up in the background. It's like, can I just tell my family? So that was a really fun, I think, moment for me. And I loved that I got to, be a part of creating that seminal moment in the show. And Josh Gomez is just such a delight. I mean, everybody in the show was so great, but I just love him. I love that he was the Morgan to my Chuck. He's just such a good dude, and we had a blast on that show together. Yeah.
That's my favorite episode, too.
Hey, you got really good taste. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. What's up, big man? Yeah, you got it. You got it. Yeah, just take it.
What was your favorite character to play? Billy Batson or Shazam?
Yes. That's exactly right. Shazam. Who is Billy? Yeah. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Well, thanks.
Huge fan. I've been a fan since Chuck. It's my favorite show.
Thank you.
And thank you for mentioning mental illness. I'm actually a mental illness outreach specialist.
Oh, wow, okay.
And it's really important to talk about that. And my question
Absolutely.
is, out of every superhero role you've ever seen, besides Shazam, what would be your ideal, favorite role that you wish you could play or you would think you would do really well playing?
Well, I mean, I wanted to be Deadpool for so long. like a long, like when I was reading Deadpool, I wanted to be Deadpool. But Ryan is crushing that. They've done so well with creating that. I actually kind of think that Deadpool and Shazam are similar-ish movies in that we're both like satellites of a greater universe that we get to kind of look at and point at, and we all, as an audience, we can all do that together, That Deadpool just got to take all those pot shots at the Marvel universe, particularly the X-Men franchise. It was so genius, and that we get to kind of, be on this outside of existing within the DC universe, but not necessarily having to subscribe to everything that's already there. It's like we get to have those moments, like me, floating up in the air and Savannah across from me being like, "Are you having some big bad guy thing?" It was such a. Did all of a sudden I get louder? Or more echoey? What the hell is happening? What did I do? Yeah, so I think, I don't know, I'm pretty... I'm trying to have a conversation here. What is it? Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. I'm so happy being Shazam. Captain Sparklefingers.
Oh, you did really
You know, like, I'm so happy. So
Thank
I wouldn't take any other one. Yeah, thank you. Hi.
What is one thing that you aspire to do or aspire to be?
Ooh, where's that Kleenex? I genuinely aspire to be the very best version of me. The man that I believe God created me to be in every aspect, and I want to accomplish what I aspire to do. Is I genuinely want to make this world a far better place when I leave it than when I came into it. That's what I want to do, and I get to use acting right now to help do that a little bit. You know, like I love feeling joy. I love feeling joy, and I love bringing joy. I love being a conduit of joy and love. Like it's the greatest drug, guys. It's the best, and I know I've been so privileged to quite literally stand on a platform. I've been given, look at this, look at it, it's life. Like I've been given a platform to speak into this world on some level. And I want to speak truth, and I want to speak love, and I want to speak empathy, and I want to speak kindness, and I want to speak all of the things that we need more of, because we don't need any more hate, and we don't need any more fear. We don't need that stuff. We can let that stuff die, guys. We can let it die.
Don't make yourself cry.
Sometimes I do. Another Shazam.
Yeah.
You're like Gremlins. We just get you wet and...
Yeah.
Oh, add Gremlins to that list earlier, too.
Do you have any advice that you would give to any young actors trying to break into the business?
Run? No. No, I mean, yeah, you know what the biggest piece of advice is? Same advice I would give to anybody for anything, but particularly for actors. Go figure out how to genuinely love yourself first. Actors, artists, we are, it took me 37 years to realize I didn't even understand what self-love was. And then realizing how much of my career was spawned out of my massive, shocker, need of validation. I mean, it's like actors are like, hey, stranger, clap for me. You know, like that's literally our lives. So to be the best actual artist and actor, go and do all of the work first. Go get healthy and go get strong and keep learning about who you are and stay open to learning about who you're going to become and keep loving yourself through that and being patient with yourself. And then when you walk into those rooms and you're auditioning for roles, you will have the confidence that you will need, because they're not casting the guy who made all the right choices in the scene. They're casting the guy who literally is inhabiting that character as if it's walking and breathing. You know what I mean? Like that kind of confidence. So even if you screw up a couple of lines, if you've worked on yourself, they're going to see that confidence and they're going to want to work with that, I think.
All right, thanks, man.
Absolutely, yeah. Hello, Mr. Flash.
Hi, how are you?
Very well, thanks.
Good. I have Shazam socks on. Just
Nice.
All right, so my question for you is, are you ready to possibly take on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's Black Adam?
Yeah, totally. I didn't think it's kind of crazy because, like, I knew that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, which I believe is his full technical name, I was aware, like many of us, that he had been connected to and essentially cast as Black Adam before the auditions and stuff for Shazam came around, because he had been attached years prior. And I knew that, and I knew that Black Adam was essentially, you know, the kind of like doppelganger, like the evil doppelganger of Captain Marvel. Like twinsies, but with different colored outfits and different dispositions. But so 2 months before I got the job for Shazam, I got an audition email from my agency saying, hey, we got you on audition for the role of Shazam in Shazam. And I was like, aren't they looking for The Rock's twin? Aren't like, this seems like I'd be wasting everybody's time. And they're like, we don't really know. And I was like, the response was basically like the emoji girl, like this one, like that. And I was like, I'd just go embarrass myself. So I turned the audition down. And then 2 months later, I got an audition for a whole other role in the film, a supporting role, and I put myself on tape for that, and then a week later I was Shazam. Like the whole thing was like super crazy and magical, right? But wait, what was your question? See, this is where I go in tangential, and I'm like, where did we go?
Like, are you ready to go?
Oh, yes, The Rock. That's where it was. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Always bring it back to The Rock. So anyway, the fact that I now get to, even though I'm not his, twin necessarily, but I get to be the Captain Marvel to his Black Adam. He gets to be the Black Adam to my Captain Marvel. That I get to fight Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in an action movie. Are you crazy? I get to punch The Rock in the face, people. I get to do that. Who gets to punch The Rock in the face? It'll probably be in his contract. Not allowed to punch me in the mouth. Have I gone over my time? Is this them trying to? Is this like the light at a comedy club? Like you're done. Enough. Do you hear the lady talking? Anyway. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. And another Shazam. See that echo? Did you hear that? What's up, bud? I met you yesterday, didn't I? Yeah. What's happening?
My favorite part is whenever, like, Billy calls you. What am I saying?
What's that?
Freddy calls you Captain Sparkle Finger.
Oh, yeah. That's your favorite part of the movie? I love that part, too. I love all of my nicknames. Do you remember when I was doing the scene and I was like, lightning from my hands? Remember that one? And then I shot the bus? That was my favorite scene. Because then I caught the bus. And then Freddie and I had a little fight. But it was awesome. And then Savannah showed up. And then he punched me onto a cop car. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen Shazam. That was the whole sequence. Thank you, bud.
And you're my favorite superhero.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really do. It's like, I'm done, Mom. Let's go. Thank you, bud. Put the mic down, Mom. Hi.
Hi. Oh, God. I'm alone. Oh, God, this is nerve-wracking.
Oh, yeah, being on a big screen? Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Oh, where? Oh, just look at this. Nobody told me I'm sweating through my shirt. With friends like these. Unbelievable.
You still look great.
Thank you.
Wow,
What's your question?
Oh, right, question.
Yeah.
I can't believe you're right there.
I am. Or I'm an incredible hologram.
So for your training for Shazam, the robot dance is good. For your training for Shazam, I know that you did like weight training, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to brag about? Like
No.
No?
I'm not really into bragging.
No? No. Is there like weights you lifted and you're like, wow, I'm pretty powerful? Like
nothing. I mean, again, I just told a story about how I am not the twin of The Rock, right? Like, I don't think if you look like The Rock, you could walk around bragging all day long. That guy in his Iron Paradise and he has muscles on top of muscles on top of, you know what I mean? He's like what comics looked like in the late 90s. Like, just like Rob Liefeld. Brr. Some people got it. Just pockets for days, just little compartments, no ankles. That's for the deep divers in the comics. Okay, yes.
Looking good.
Looking good. Thanks. Thanks. Hi.
Hi, I do a cheesy talk show called Totally Random Talk, and I was wondering if I could give you my business card.
Sure. Okay. Guys, go check out Totally Random Talk. Totally Random Talk 2019 at gmail.com if you have any questions for this man.
Thank you very much. A dead or alive actor to verse Chuck in a Chuck movie when that sees the light of day, because I know it will.
I will make a Chuck movie before I die. It might be right before I die. Chuck could be like 95 on a porch, and I'm still going to make that damn movie. It might be me that would be dead, and then I'd have to bring back to be in the Chuck movie. That's what it. Any actor dead or alive to put in the Chuck movie?
As the villain.
Oh, as the villain. Gene Hackman.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also,
bringing it back to Luke.
Also, you need a Netflix special to have your comedy and your motivational speaking in the same place. You're better than Tim Robbins or whatever that guy is that does the motivation.
Bless you, man. I really appreciate that. I actually have. Well, anyway, thank you. I appreciate that.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
What's up?
Hello, Zach.
Hello.
I got one question for you.
You have a question for me? Yeah. What is it, bud?
What's your favorite superhero movie?
Shazam. I couldn't possibly pick another, but if I had to, I don't know. Quite honestly, I mean, the very first Superman, way back, Donner Superman, I thought was just it's such a delightful movie. Like it's not all the special effects that we have now, but we didn't need it then. We're all spoiled now. Everything is so photorealistic. Like then it was magical. It was crazy what we were even doing then. And also very hokey. But then like the first Batman, like Michael Keaton, Tim Burton Batman, that's an incredible superhero movie. And like I mentioned earlier, I think Deadpool, the first Deadpool particularly, I thought was just so genius and fresh. The first Iron Man, I think, it still holds up to me as maybe my favorite of all of that first round of Marvel. It set the tone for all the rest of the movies, the way they balanced the comedy and the action and all of that. And a lot of that was Jon Favreau and Robert Downey Jr. and the Marvel and Kevin Feige trusting those guys to go make a really special film, and they did. So I would say all of those are some of my favorites too. What are some of your favorites?
X-Men.
X-Men.
And Iron Man.
And Iron Man, yeah, good choices.
And Captain America: The First Avenger.
And Captain America: First Avenger.
Yeah.
Yeah. No Shazam.
I like Shazam.
Oh, you do like Shazam? Okay, you do. Okay. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
5 more minutes. We have 5 more minutes. And about 25, we can do it. 25 people, let's go. Speed round.
Hi, my name is Shane.
Hey.
What superpowers would you have from Shazam in real life?
If I could have any I want all of it. Can I have all of them?
No.
Oh, how many can I have?
1.
I can only have 1? I know. I would take the wisdom of Solomon. Because if I had the wisdom of Solomon, I could go build a super suit that would give me all my other powers, guys. I'd be a super wise Tony Stark, you know what I mean?
Can I have a high five?
Yeah, come on. Pass the mic. Oh, nice to meet you, bud. And what's your question, young man?
Who would win in a three-way fight? Captain Marvel, Doomsday, or Shazam?
Who would win in a fight between Captain Marvel, Doomsday, and Shazam? Well, I would say that Captain Marvel and Shazam would be working together to fight Doomsday, and so he'd be toast. He'd be done. We would win. The Captain Marvels would win. Yeah. Great question. You can just hand that back. Yeah.
Hold on. How are you doing?
Hi. Good. Thanks. How you doing?
I have a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old, both interested in acting.
Yeah.
When do you think would be a good age for them to kind of dive into it and take it seriously?
18.
18.
I mean, if you want my honest opinion, it is that. Yeah. Getting kids into any kind of adult profession at young ages, they're unless you're there, and by the way, a lot of parents don't know how to navigate those waters either, because fame and money and all that stuff really jacks with people's minds, So I didn't start, and not necessarily even by choice, but thank God I didn't start or wasn't able really to start until 18, 19. Yeah. And I'm so grateful for that, and I would recommend that for anybody, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Cool, of course, yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to Boston.
It's like a really slow relay race. It's just then the mic goes back. Just hand the mic back.
Really bad for the Olympics.
Yeah.
So I just want to say first, as somebody who works more behind the scenes in the industry,
Yeah.
I think it's really awesome that you share your faith so openly on the platform that you have.
Sure.
Because I think it's really needed. And so I was wondering, in terms of like the roles you take, does your faith have any bearing on the roles that you choose to accept?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, my faith is, I've always been a deeply spiritual, faithful person. My walk with God has definitely evolved over the years. The older you get, the more life you live, the more a lot of the things that you think to be concrete, this is what reality is, and things that were taught to you even, by parents that, by the way, were doing their best. Just so everyone's aware, you don't know anything. We're all wrong all the time, and that's okay. It's actually a beautiful thing. We just need to admit it. We need to be able to forgive our parents who were wrong, who taught us wrongly, and if we can do that, then we can teach our kids rightly, right? So, like all of that stuff, you have to battle through in your life. But my faith has always operated on a high level and has always influenced the decisions that I make as an actor, because to me, I don't think living out your faith means, I'm not doing it to live out my faith. I'm doing it because I'm just trying to live as authentically as I can. And I think if we all just try to live as authentically as we can, then the more positive sides of the things that you hold dear to will start flourishing and coming out in your life, So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I try to do things, like I said, look, some of it has nothing, most of it has had nothing to do with me. The amount of auditions that I've turned down because they were like, oh, this is blasphemy, hardly any. It's not like, people aren't submitting crazy stuff like that. But also most of the roles that I've gotten, it wasn't even my, now after Shazam, I have a little bit more authorship. I don't even know if that's a word. I'm a little bit more of an author of my own career because we can start, choosing things. But before that, it was just God doing it. It was like, I'm going into a room and pretending to be this guy, Chuck Bartowski, and they go, we like you, here we go. I didn't get to say, you know what, I think I'll take Chuck this year. I'm going to play that role for 5 years, and we're going to string it out with Subway sandwiches. So yeah, I mean, and then even Shazam, like I just said that story earlier, that was the last thing on my mind, and my life completely changed, not because of me, but not because of my own work. Well, partly because of the work that I did to go and save my own life and go into therapy and all that stuff, but that's God and the blessings that I've gotten, and it's so incredible, so incredible. Yeah, cheers. Thank you, yeah, totally.
Hi.
Hi.
I have 2 questions, is that okay?
2 questions, let's do it.
All right, my first question is, on your live feeds on Instagram, you talk for a long time and you give inspirational stories and advice about mental health.
Yeah.
And just how to love from God. And
yeah.
And I saw your podcast with Jay Shetty and also with Michael Rosenbaum.
Yeah. Did you listen to both Michael Rosenbaum's?
Yes, I did.
Nice,
yeah.
Nice.
And I love how you give such great advice, and you come straight from the heart.
Thank you.
Have you thought of doing your own podcast?
I have, as a matter of fact. I'm already starting on one podcast. It's not my podcast, but other cool podcast that I'm kind of creating with another team. But eventually my goal is to do my own podcast, and what I want that to be is a lot of this. I want it to be a lot of hey, let's crack open all of these things that we genuinely don't understand. Let's get the top scientists on one side of climate change and the top scientists on the other and sit them down in a room and say, hey, let's not fight. Let's just be honest about what's the truth, and let's all come to the truth together. That's what I want more than anything. I just don't think we have any of that on the airwaves. All of the news, all of the political nonsense, it's literally 2 people sitting there for 5 minutes of yelling at each other. You don't get any real info or data. All of the presidential debates are completely nonsense. The only thing, what we're learning from them, but the only thing we're learning is how good they are at averting a question. That's literally, it's wow, he did that really well. He did that really well. Look at how we got around that. Hey, that's an excellent question. Thank you so much for asking it. But if you don't mind, I'm just going to go back to the gentleman over here and start tearing into him about something that's completely off topic. How do we even vote for these? I don't understand. Oh. Anyway, so yeah, we talk about that stuff.
All right, my other question is, with you being a Disney Prince, Tangled, and all of the Disney remakes that are happening right now, what are your opinion about that, and would you like to see Tangled as a remake?
I would love for Disney, if Disney sees a great opportunity to make a live version of Tangled, I would be totally in support of that. But I would also say I don't think that I would be right to play Flynn Ryder. Flynn has got to be around 24-ish or something like that. I mean, Rapunzel's 18 in that movie, right? Do the math. I can't be like Silver Fox Flynn Ryder. That just wouldn't work, guys. Oh dear. So yeah, but I'm totally for it. I could maybe play I don't know, an older character. I don't know. No, just let them have it. But if they can come up with a good script and all that, I think they should totally do it.
Thank you.
But my pleasure. Thank you so much. Hi.
Hi, Zach. Always good to talk to a fellow silly person.
Okay, good.
I know it's late, so I'll cut my question down. On the set of Chuck, I'm guessing that with the actors that you were with, you probably tried to crack each other up quite a bit. What was the general tone like? And did you, were there different acting styles? Were you able to learn things from your fellow actors?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think as long as you stay open, you can sponge up all kinds of lessons from not just your fellow actors, but crew members and people, and learning and growing. tenor or the vibe or the feel on set most of the time was, had a lot of levity. I mean, there were some really, really hard days and late nights and all that jazz, but for the most part, we tried to have fun, because if you're not in, people say it all the time, but if you're not having fun, then what are you doing? If you're going and you're slogging to work every day and you feel like it's tearing your life out, well, there's something, you should look at that. Maybe it's the job, maybe it's you, maybe it's both, I don't know, but I wanted to always make sure that people felt loved on that set and that we had fun on that set as best I could, but it also took a lot out of us. Yeah.
Great.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, apparently I'm the last question.
Wow, no pressure, bro.
No pressure at all. Yeah. I'm so big fan of yours ever since Chuck.
Thanks.
I discovered it while I was working at Best Buy.
Oh, wow.
So
Meta!
I know people just like that.
We all do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my question kind of is how do you prepare for roles? Like when you were Flynn Ryder, did you spend a lot of time with Byron Howard? Or
no.
He's got the same hair, I know that.
Oh, yeah, he does kind of have the same hair. No, I mean, I don't know. I just read the scripts and I think I just try to assess who that person is as best I can. And then the two biggest things when I'm breaking down a role is I try to assess first what the character's intelligence level is and then what their empathy level is. So there's a lot of villains that they're not bad, they just have very little empathy, Like if you're going into that kind of, or you're a good-hearted dude, but he's kind of not so smart, you know what I mean? It's like, he really loves people. I guess that's a little like Shazam. Anyway, but so I try to do that stuff as best I can, and then but like Chuck, I wasn't acting. I don't know if you can. I was literally just being Zach. That's what that role was. I mean, the pilot of that show, we were shooting in like an electronics store. I know I'm way over, aren't I? I thought you were gonna come grab me. I'm finishing. Yeah. So anyway, we shot it. We built the set later, the actual Buy More set. But before in the pilot, you don't have the set, so we shot in an actual electronics store, and they had all these working TVs. And I brought my Xbox and my Gears of War that had just come out, and Josh and I sat there and played Gears of War in between takes. We would pause the game, we'd go over, Chuck and Morgan, Vicky Vale, and we'd come back over here, and we were playing more Gears of War. So that's how I got into that character, anyway.
All right. So no acting whatsoever.
No acting whatsoever.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Bless you guys. Thank you so much, Boston. I love you. I love you. Grab that. Bye. Thank you guys so much. Have a great con. See you at the table.
Hi, this is Aaron Ashmore, and you are watching Fandom Spotlight. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe like now. Oh, and have fun and follow your fandom.